This is a story of a couple looking for a new home, not to start a family, not to take a new job opportunity, but to run away from growing behind the scenes issues. This is the story of Phil Burnell's biggest financial mistake. DSP started off his pre-stream in typical fashion with a burp right into the microphone and explained to his viewers that he was beginning to house hunt in early April for a house that I believe he already intended to purchase.
Ooh. Oh, Jesus. Gee, could you tell I just got home from dinner? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the pre-stream. It will not be a long one. This is a special week. A special week. Because this week, I am going house hunting. And I am very excited to do so. Yes, yes, yes. Finally. Finally. Off all of my plans, all my hard work of, the stuff that I've been doing for you guys since 2008. I started making money doing in 2011. It's finally come to fruition. Here in 2014, I get to look for a bigger and better place outside of Connecticut. I am so pumped for this week. You guys don't even know. You don't even know. That being said, I just had a delicious dinner with my parents. I am stuffed. We went to the local Italian joint. Our favorite, it's called Vinny's. They have the best pizza on the planet, in my opinion. But yes, see, what I have to do now is I have to try to enjoy the food of Connecticut, the local things in Connecticut that I love as much as I can now, because I'm on the way out. This week, seriously, is the beginning of getting 1 foot out of Connecticut. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be very honest with you. If I never had to come back to Connecticut after leaving this week, I wouldn't. And I'm very excited to get the process started this week. And hey, then of course, once I move, then the process of selling this place, the good old condo that you guys have seen me make content from since 2009, will be going bye-bye. Time to moving on up, as they say. Move on, move out to greener pastures. And this condo will hopefully be purchased by someone who will make as good use of it as I have.
On April 4th, Phil and Leanna, his girlfriend at the time, checked into their hotel, and during this vlog, Phil claimed that he saved money using points from his credit card to pay for the majority of their room and board for their house hunting vacation.
Manual, I just started recording and realized it's not correct. There we go. Alright, so, welcome everyone. First time I've used this camcorder in months. Welcome everyone to the big Seattle house hunting adventure. There I am. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived in Seattle. We are very tired. A long, long day of travel. We got up early this morning, jumped into a limo service, drove us to JFK Airport. Sat there for 2 hours, got some food, jumped on a plane. Plane was 6 hours long. Then we had to drive from the airport to here, which is Hotel Maxwell in Seattle. As you're going to see, it's a nice room. It's definitely not anything like we've done on previous trips, because we are not splurging anymore. We are cutting corners. We are trying to save money.
We're cutting back, not cutting corners.
Well, yeah, we're cutting back.
We're living in a construction site. We're living in a box under the freeway.
We basically, realize we're going to be spending money, a shit ton of money this year to make this move happen. And therefore, we are not going to be, spending extra money that we don't have to. And so this hotel room, in fact, is paid for about 80% by my credit card points, which you save up after using the credit card after several years. So I paid off for like 4 to 5 nights of our stay already for free, basically, using my credit card's accumulated points. So let's show you, as you walk in here, you got a nice mirror, some pretty flowers that aren't real. Obviously some liquor for the nights when my back's hurting or after a long day I just want to kick back and relax. Basic walkthrough, like I said, we're cutting back. We're trying to save as much money as possible rather than splurge. In the past, on trips, we were getting sweets and stuff. Those days are over, all right? We're mature adults.
like this.
We'll see. So that's the quick hotel room walkthrough. I'll probably do another video when the food shows up, and that'll be it for today. Just very low key. You know, nothing major. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna be nuts because I actually talked to the realtor and she says we can film in the houses. So I will. I'll be walking through the houses for our purposes, obviously, to see what we like. You know, if it's stuff we like, so we can review it later. And for your purposes on YouTube, you guys will be able to see our potential houses that we're looking at. So pretty crazy. All right, that's it. We'll be back probably with a food update.
Delicious Thai food.
See you then.
The next day, they checked out 6 houses in total. However, only 5 were filmed in, due to the last one being occupied. Phil and Leanna had a certain criteria for their dream home. They wanted multiple rooms, not to grow a family in, but to have space for their hobbies/jobs, of Leanna's soap making business and Phil's high-quality, interactive, on-demand content creation, as he likes to call it, otherwise known as streaming video games.
Okay, this is the front hallway, front staircase going up. House number 1. To the right we have our living room area with fireplace. And a small, very small little deck area right there. Okay.
Too many stairs, and the place was out of the running, because carrying items like grocery bags up flights of stairs was going to be too taxing on Phil's delicate back.
Okay, so home number 2, immediately when you walk in, there is a big staircase, and to the right there is the garage. We'll check that out
convenient for groceries.
last. Yeah, this is immediately a little bit of a negative to have such a big staircase right at the front door.
Can't even set the groceries down, really.
But the positives are pretty good. First of all, big dining area, living area in the front here. You got a view. Now we were worried about this, a view of an airport. That is, which is nice. These guys have a projection screen, which is kind of rare. I'm assuming they would. I don't know if they would leave it.
Oh, maybe we can negotiate that they'd leave.
I don't know if I would want a projection screen. You know.
But you won't know till you own it.
I own a projector.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
I've never
We'd
used
actually use it though.
Bought it for the business and I never used it. Negative is that, as you can see, windows, closets. There's only one small wall where it would be an ideal filming location for things such as a green screen or for me to just even have a backdrop to do anything. And what I'm looking for in my office is to have a wall where you could do a green screen, and this would be pretty difficult to make it work.
Yeah, depending on if they choose to leave it or not. Some people are weird.
And we've got the master bathroom, toilet.
Yep, that's your saucepan.
Here you go.
Dual sinks.
Dual sinks is a plus.
Nice little outlets right in the mirror.
I really like this bathroom because again, you separate tub, separate shower. The kitchen has like storage on the left and it has nice appliances in this kitchen. I like the appliances a lot.
I wouldn't touch anything in this except maybe when they paint the cabinetry.
Yeah, the cabinetry is old, but it's functional. The one concern we were having is that this is a semi-major road and you can hear the cars. So that could be a concern. Something to think about, something to add in there.
Yes.
Right, and this would be a pretty nice office area. Obviously the wall color, no, but I was looking at it and immediately, you got a wall right here and you got a wall right here. 2 walls I could use for filming.
And you got
one side I could have my desk, all the equipment for direct capture and all that stuff, and on the other side I could have green screen and other equipment set up.
Actually, you'd want the green screen on the other side because the door's right here if anyone comes in. Bonk, shot ruined.
We'll see. This.
Oh, that's not. Okay, that's the light then.
Yep.
Yoink.
All right, that's it. That is home number 3. All right, this is home number 4. Immediately when you come in to your left, there is a closet for clothing. You have shoes set up there. You got a garage next, and it is much larger than the last one. It's potential 2 cars. The thing is, these guys have it a lot cluttered with a lot of stuff. But if, once that's cleared out, you could definitely fit 2 cars in here, or you could use it for a ton of storage. I mean, look at this. They've got a second fridge. They've got all kinds of stuff set up in here. I mean, incredible amount of storage space. Okay. Next, we've got the small bathroom. Oh, there it is. With a trendy sink.
That is my favorite sink. I may never live to see another sink this awesome.
And a bathroom. Okay, now this is cool. This next thing I like. The washroom is actually a room, not just like a closet. You got a lot of space in here for all your stuff like you put on the side. Look at this. We could get any washer dryer we wanted, and it would fit here. Eventually, you know, keep this to start.
Oh yeah, these are nice.
These are nice. I mean, look at this.
Those are not cheap 10-year-old ones. Those are pretty new.
Okay. I like that. I like the washroom idea. Okay. So, go to the left here. We got the kitchen.
Which is a mixed bag. It's got a stainless steel stove, and it's got the nice countertop. It just doesn't have the nicest cabinets and backsplash. But you have a choice. Do you want fruit or do you want fish?
Dual sinks, older dual sinks, but they're nice. I like the countertop because it's huge. Look at the space here. This is the biggest countertop we've seen so far. And the kitchen has tons of space in it. But yeah, the cabinetry is outdated. The stove is outdated. Actually, there's a pantry.
Which the other place had, but we couldn't go into it. But yeah, they have a pantry, which is nice.
Dining area. Again, all hardwood floors, by the way. Large dining area.
Oak table go here, so avoid that. Oak hardwood. There you go.
Here we go. Big outdoor area as well in the back with room for a grill. They've got a little patio out.
Little dirt patch like
plant. I don't know what kind of plant that is they got over there. I know. I see it.
I keep worried you're gonna crack your head.
And now here we got the living room. And this is interesting because half the living room here has a big ceiling way up there. Way up there. Open, feels open. Open air. Not claustrophobic. Got your fireplace, room for your TV.
And remember the step up.
There's just a step into it.
Which is cool. I like that. It helps separate the space without walls.
Got your coat closet. Okay. And a little frontal area here. Alright, going up. Alright, another closet here. This is using as the linen closet. Yes.
And then right off the bat comes the master, which is really cool because we got all this space and a really big walk-in and high closet.
Lots of space in that closet.
But you also, behind the door to get in, have a cubby with a skylight.
Right, and we were talking about this. I mean, unfortunately, this wouldn't work for me because
it's small and it doesn't have the angled wall.
It's too small, and it's got the skylight. That lighting would ruin if I was trying to do green screen or shots like that. But it's definitely nice to have the extra room.
Just a nice space, a little chill zone.
Master bath.
Which is really nice.
Nice counters. I love these counters.
It's a dual sinks with 3
Triple mirrors.
You got the shower and tub separate, but when you're in the tub, you can lay back and look up and see another skylight.
Deep tub too. Huge deep tub.
Oh god, I could drown in that thing.
Another skylight up there. I'm not gonna go too much.
Now you may be wondering, where's the toilet?
A separate shower next to it, and the toilet's in its own room, like you see in certain hotels and such.
And it's also in just for that room.
Nice. All right. Turn off the lights as we exit. That light was on, I think. We didn't touch that, right?
I didn't touch it.
All right. Okay. The rest of the top floor. That is an important thing to note about this home. It's only 2 floors. The other homes we looked at had 3. This one's only 2. It could be a positive.
Another bathroom.
Same granite countertops in this bath. Smaller shower area. To the left, another bedroom. This would probably be my office because you have this flat wall here that I could film against. This is a smaller recessed area. I could probably put my computer setup, etc. And it does have another large walk-in closet. So really, this place has 2 deep walk-in closets, as you can see. All right. So
Phil was showing signs of his paranoia as well during these vlogs, being concerned about their privacy.
Final thing that I need to mention, this is a gated community. This is not, on the street, public. That's why you barely hear any traffic.
And all the houses look the same. They're all part of the complex.
It's a gated community complex, and that's the privacy factor is a big plus. Not that people wandering around and
Yeah, people can't just get in. They need a code.
All right, so that is going to be it for home number 4.
After that full day of house hunting, they spent the rest of their trip
tiny little
playing
boats.
around Seattle, but going to the tourist spots. They also spent time eating food
Focus though.
and celebrating Phil's birthday while on the road.
Okay, so here we are at the top of the Seattle's Space Needle. Not as tall as Willis Tower. Alright, so for my big birthday dinner, we decided to go to a local restaurant called Crow. It does American and European fare. This is handmade tagliatelle, which is an Italian pasta with all kinds of stuff. Cheese, veggies, walnut, hazelnuts. And Leanna got
The lasagna.
a homemade lasagna with Italian sausage.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Looks really good. It's cool because we're actually here at the chef's counter. They cook the food right in front of you, so we saw every step of the process.
We saw everything that was ever being made in here for
It's
dinner.
really neat. So we're about to dig in. We're very hungry, but pretty good birthday celebration meal. All right, so after an amazing main course, it's now dessert time. I'm getting the grasshopper sundae. And what you got? You had the chocolate mousse.
Chocolate truffle cake.
Chocolate truffle cake with a side of ice cream. Yes.
And candied coconut.
And is that candy? Oh yeah, candied coconut on it. That's nice. Yeah, we actually went for the 3-course option where we got an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert, all for one price. It actually just started Restaurant Week here in Seattle, so that was their promotion that they were running. It's pretty nice. Nice presentation, and we're going to enjoy this and head back to the hotel. Very good.
On the evening they returned back, to Connecticut, he had a podcast. In that podcast, Phil talked about the trip for nearly an hour and a half.
Okay, what is up, everybody? DSP here, and this video / stream that I'm about to start is for the purposes of fully explaining to you and recapping and giving you the results of my house hunting venture to Seattle, Washington for the past week and a half. Now, in advance, I want to apologize if you were watching this on stream tonight. I've had lots of problems with frame drops. It may be choppy, okay? For YouTube, it shouldn't be too bad. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, for the past week and a half, I've been off of work, meaning I have not done any new gameplay whatsoever. I haven't done any streaming whatsoever. Basically, for the past week and a half, I've been out and about in the state of Washington with my girlfriend, Leanna, house hunting. So I was actually seeing potential homes in that area to which I could possibly move. And I also was basically touring the Seattle itself, the major city of Seattle, and some surrounding suburban areas where we had picked as candidates for us to possibly move to. Here, my goal is by the end of this year to get out of Connecticut. There's just too many negatives here, including high prices, high taxes, and one thing that all of you, if you're watching on stream tonight, are experiencing, shitty quality internet that is inconsistent and is not sufficient for my business needs, continuing to do this as my job. Let's talk about the Seattle trip. It started on, it was actually, I believe, Friday of last week. So a week ago Friday. Leanna and I jumped into, and this is where already immediately controversy starts. We jump into it's called a limousine service. It doesn't mean it's a stretch limo that costs $1,000 to rent. It's called a limousine service. And so when I got to the hotel, I said, we used a limousine service to get to the airport, and people were like, Phil said he's cutting back on costs, and he rented a limo. So immediately it was ridiculous. There were people misunderstanding things and trying to twist them negatively. No, it was an SUV. A guy comes, picks you up in an SUV, drives us to the airport. Now, why do we need to do that? It's very simple. My back. My bum back. My back's messed up. As you guys know, I have a severely herniated disc in my lower back. The good news is, recently, it's been very good. I've had very few problems with my back. This whole trip, I didn't have any back pain. Oh my God, I know. What I thought for sure, with all the stress of going out there and trying to find a house and tourism, I have no back pain at all, even with all the walking I did on this trip, and that's a great positive thing to say. I have to do a limousine service, and it costs over, I think it was over $100 to do it. But that being said, it's a huge risk for me to drive on the highway, because let's say I'm driving and I get a shooting pain in my back. Well, I was going 65 miles per hour. I couldn't hit the brakes. Dead. So that's why I don't do highway driving. At least I'm not going to until I possibly get my back fixed. So we ended up going out to see 6 homes. And that's right. You might be saying to yourself, if you watch the vlogs, 6 homes. Phil, you only have 5 videos, homes 1 through 5. You're absolutely right. There was a 6th home that we're going to talk about that I could not film in, and I'll explain why, okay? So, we saw everything. We saw giant houses with over 2,600 square feet of space. We saw smaller houses, but that were a lot more reasonable in price, but they were kind of cramped. It was more like living in an apartment than in an actual place. We saw townhomes. We saw condos. We saw 6 different places, okay?
He went on to explain to his viewers what he exactly was looking for in his dream home.
And really what it comes down to for what we're looking in a house is a few things. Number one, we really want a house with 3 bedrooms. The reason we want that is because we want a room for our real master bedroom to sleep in, a room that I can make my office. So for the first time, instead of me doing this from my living room, I actually have a professional-like office where I can do my work from, where I can do a green screen, where I can do effects, where all my equipment can actually be hooked up nicely and neatly, instead of how I do it right now, which is incredibly guerrilla style and really is not very professional at all. And then we want a 3rd extra room where, for the time being, Leanna could set up her stuff. Maybe she could do her soap making and stuff in the room. Or eventually we could turn it into something else. But we want that extra space, because without it, we feel we'd be cramped. We have no flexibility at all to do anything. Okay? That was the primary thing that we were looking for when we were looking for this house. Number two, we wanted a place that was much bigger than this condo. This condo I live in right now is 650 square feet. I know a lot of you might not know because, number two, ease of access when I mean physically. So for example, right now I live in a condo where when I go shopping, I have to carry heavy bags from my car to a staircase, up a staircase, through 2 locked doors, finally into my kitchen. I wanted to look for a place where if I'm, with my back, again, my limitations, more ease of use where I could just, I have bags, walk right in the door and you're there and you're done, rather than going through all this rigmarole to try to get stuff inside the house. That's always been a pet peeve of mine about this place, is the pain in the ass to get stuff inside because there's so many doors and shit to go through. So those were the primary things we were looking for. There were other additional things we were looking for, such as a big garage, maybe even additional space outside of bedrooms, maybe an extra room or two. A nice bathroom, obviously, a nice kitchen. What that happened was that we go through this whole house like blown away, and we look out the window, and across the street, directly across the street from this house, is a burnt out old fucking car in a yard. The yard is unkept and overgrown with like bush. The house that's there looks like there's some hillbilly that fucking lives in it, and as you look across the neighborhood, you realize something. They built these condos and these townhomes in a bad area. Yo. You see all this shit? See all that shit? It's shit. It's not really. What that is the boxes for all of my models. And now I shouldn't have done that because now the camera's fucked up. Okay, there we go. I need somewhere to put all that shit. The thing about this place was a few things. Number one, the bathrooms were incredibly outdated and ugly, and it really, the tubs and the showers were like old and ratty looking, and we were like, is that the kind of place you want to pay a lot of money to move into? And then number two, there was a staircase to get up into the main part of the house, and we were like, oh no, if we were to have all these bags or whatever, now we got to go up this huge staircase to bring this stuff into the house. That's a big negative.
Then he told his followers more about house number 4.
So that was house number 3. House number 4, we saw, also had positives and negatives. Major positives. First of all, this one had ground level access. There's a 2-car garage, and immediately from the garage you walk right into the house. So again, if we're carrying a ton of bags, walk right into the house with the bags, no problem. Perfect, right? The kitchen had some outdated stuff, so there was able to cabinets, and the stove was ancient, but the, oh my god, gorgeous countertops, granite countertops in the kitchen, huge amount of space. The bathrooms also were updated. They had huge granite countertops and dual sinks in the master bath. The master bathroom had a super deep jacuzzi style tub. We were like, wow, this is so good. There's a lot of good stuff about this place, but there were some negatives too. I said we're probably just going to eliminate 5 and 6 right away because they're too cramped, too small. You have neighbors that are going to be making noise. They're just not what we're looking for, okay? So pretty much 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 were all eliminated. And when it came down to it, we were just looking at homes number 3 and number 4.
Phil continued to hype up that Seattle air as well as the income tax situation in Washington state.
So now I want to give you some observations of mine that I made during our visit to the Seattle area. Number 1, you guys, if you live out in Washington state, have incredibly clean air. And I mean that. And a lot of people may not realize it if you've lived there your whole life. You guys have some incredibly clean air compared to where I've lived my whole life. The New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. This area is smog heavy because we've got a lot of industry. We've got a lot of things where the air blows east into us. And it was funny because being in Washington state, just looking around a view from like a building, you'd see so many trees and the beautiful Pacific Ocean and the wind, basically the wind blowing clean air off the ocean into the trees processing the air, spewing out more clean air. And I was just able to go, and feel good. And it felt refreshing and it felt relaxing. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of you guys say, gee, Phil, when you actually do your videos, you're constantly snorting. You complain about your post-nasal drip. Unless I was indoors in air conditioning in Washington state, I didn't have that problem at all. I was out, my sinuses were clear, I didn't have any kind of phlegm going on, nothing. It felt beautiful out there when I was out there, air quality wise, and I was like blown away that I was so able to be like feeling so refreshed. But here's the thing you need to factor in to everything I'm telling you. Washington State has no state income tax. So I'll be paying the same prices to buy things, but I'll be paying no additional income tax for the state. Right now, I literally piss away thousands and thousands of dollars a year to the state of Connecticut for them to provide us with some of the most shitty roads, the most congested, unsafe conditions of any of the fucking 50 states, and they just piss the fucking money away because the government here sucks. They don't know what the fuck they're doing or how to operate a state. Washington, on the flip side, I don't think I hit a bumpy road the whole fucking time I was there. And I drove all around Seattle. I was in all the suburbs of Seattle. I put a lot of miles on that car, and the roads were great. So I'm paying no income tax, yet the state somehow found a way to operate and make everything safe and nice and smooth. Wow. What a difference, right? What a difference. So, way I see it, lower property taxes, the same prices for everything I'm going to buy, but no income tax at all. Immediate thousands of dollars of savings, money in my pockets to reinvest into the business and to start saving up now for improvement of this place if I get one. You know what I mean? Immediately, I'm probably going to have to paint the walls, buy new appliances, furnish the place with furniture. That's just money in my pocket to do that, which is awesome. Okay?
Phil got sidetracked by food once again, where he had to explain pizza to his viewers. Because in Seattle, according to him, nobody knows how to make an authentic Italian pizza.
One thing about the Seattle area that we noticed that we're like, wow, no one in there knows how to make pizza. Nobody. We went to 3 different places that supposedly they called it pizza. Not one of them made a real pizza. We went to one place that said it was a wood fire grilled pizza, right? So we ordered this pizza, and it comes, we pick up the slice, and first of all, the pizza is like crunchy, like a almost like a cookie, which isn't how pizza is here on the East Coast. The pizza dough is cooked and warm, but the toppings are ice cold. We said, what the fuck is this? So basically what they did, they made a pizza, a generic cheese pizza in an oven, and then they just tossed cold toppings on it and served it. And we were like, this isn't fucking pizza. This is gross. So really, it looks like there's no way to get actual pizza in Washington. No one does it. No Italians live there, apparently. No Italians went over there, migrated over there to pass on that culture. I may be one of the few people with Italian heritage, if I choose to live there, that's going to be there, which is kind of weird.
After a wandering rant about food and shopping, Phil finally got back on track and decided to tell his fans why he picked the house that he picked.
House number 4 is in a gated community. Let me explain to you what that means and what a tremendous positive that is. In this gated community, you cannot even drive near the houses until you know a gate code. All right? If someone finds out the gate code that's not supposed to know it, you can call the condo association and have it changed. You can't get in front or behind the house. You can't even see the house from the street. It's recessed. It's in the back in this gated community. Okay? So, I know a lot of people in recent, months have brought up silly things, but also very serious things. When it comes to, for example, revealing someone's personal information, pranking someone who's a public persona on the internet. And it's happened it's happened to a lot of people. I was watching a video of Boogie a few months back where he had mentioned that, when he was talking actually about the situation with Total Biscuit and how Total Biscuit had lost his mind and basically didn't want to interact with his fans anymore. He said he was losing his hair was going white, and he was in his 20s and he couldn't take this shit anymore, right? Because of all the negativity and shit. And Boogie had mentioned that people would order him a dozen pizzas and send them to his house. So now he has to explain to this poor pizza delivery person who shows up late at night that he really didn't order the pizzas. It's some fucking asshole who's pranking him to do stuff like that. For me, living in this condo, I have not been affected by that at all. Not to say that people haven't tried stuff. They have. It doesn't work because in this condo, you cannot get to my physical unit without going through a security door, which no one will let you in unless they buzz you in. I don't buzz strangers in. So pizza comes, pizza's not getting in because I didn't order it, right? Only when I know the people are coming do they get in. So to be in your own gated community would be a tremendous asset for someone like me who has a public persona. Undoubtedly, there will be people who try to find out my phone number and find out his address and try to do malicious shit. Being in the gated community would negate most of that. So,
I thought that would probably be the kicker. And honestly, after the whole week we thought about it, we said, if we were to get a place out of all these, it's going to be house number 4.
He would later make an offer on this house, and it would become the Snort Fort as we know it today. And in the next part, we will look into how the move happened. And until then, agents, stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.